It's a 2020 Tantra. Info in the description.
No, we were saying about how jail is a microcosm of the world. And how people are just people. My brother said, you know, I think it kind of, when you get in there, it shows you how tribal the shit gets. And that's true. I do believe that, but it just shows you how people are just the same, yo. Like people be fucking just wanting to live, yo. Like they'll do whatever to do it. They'll do, you know, it's.
Certain environments will make the same person out of anybody.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what I noticed when you be in those type of settings, I feel like any institution, after I experienced jail.
The uniformity of it.
Any institution, I feel like, wow, you get to this heavy concentration mode, which is good though. It does hone something.
Keeps you present, I guess.
In your body. It makes you work a muscle that you're like, oh shit, I need to be working this muscle. So what I'm saying is it's full concentration. You know, you wake up in jail and shit, go out into the mess hall, you gotta be wary of everything around you. Now this person coming up, you can't be too overly aggressive, don't be too underly aggressive. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's this heavy concentration. By the time you get back to that cell, you're like, whew. And every nigga that been in jail know what I'm talking about. And know exactly what I'm talking about when you say, oh shit, that was like it felt like, I was out there for 10 minutes, it felt like I was out there for 10 hours. Because everybody's on edge, everybody's focusing, everybody's concentrating, everybody's trying not to get killed or whatever the fuck ever, or beat up or embarrassed or whatever. So it's this heavy concentration that's occurring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's occurring, like. So yeah.
So the next thing I was gonna say, kind of, I guess blended with the pedo thing in a sense, like had the hypersexuality thing. I feel like, and not just black people, but everybody is pretty much sped up and when they're having sex sooner and sooner and sooner. I don't know.
We went there.
That's what I'm saying. At the same time, because I feel like hypersexuality kind of makes the perversion, all the other perversions.
Hey, look.
It bleeds into all the other perversions. Like I feel like that, and we have all the different names for the perversions and stuff, and people will get in their feelings about those titles.
Exactly.
But it's all just kind of hypersexuality, kind of stemming from like the gunk and everything.
From the drugs?
Yeah, from the drugs.
Wait, from the drugs, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But I'm saying at the same time, I guess, you know, in other cultures, people were grown at 13. You know?
Definitely.
So I guess it's like kind of the same but different, you know, in some ways. But at the same, but they were trying to get married. You know, getting married, and even though you might be polygamous, but you know, it was like you're a grown man at 13. You're trying to find a wife to mate with, so you can have children to build things with. I think like that. It's not the same. Like now at 13, you're just trying to collect bodies. Right?
I don't know why I'm laughing so hard, but that's probably
that's just like,
yeah. No, yeah, probably.
Because now I was saying the pedophilia thing. You know, a lot of the pedophiles are like, you know, banging females that might be like 14. And I think about when I was in high school and I was 14, some of these 14-year-old girls look grown. I was 14 at the time. Though.
This is true.
You know what I mean? So
shout out to my wife.
So like, you know, it's
looking grown at 15 years old.
Yeah, like so I mean with the birth control and stuff now, I'm sure it's probably a bunch of 14, 15-year-olds that, you know what I'm saying, that look like they're grown, you know what I mean, grown women. So
yeah, definitely. That shit changing their hormones and changing shit. I mean, you know, everything changes and every reaction has a reaction. So they putting, you right, Pops? They're putting shit and then you putting it in your body. Hell yeah, man. That shit definitely changing things. Like without a question, I would assume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
because like it's like a crazy thing. Like you got you know, people that are wealthy, they be 40, 50 years old, they can afford to have a 21-year-old, 22-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, and that people don't even look at that crazy. I mean, it is crazy, but a lot of people kind of gloss over it because everybody's considered grown. But at some level, it's kind of like
what, that she's mad young.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's just like kind of like relatively pedophilia in a lot of ways, in my opinion.
I think depending on a lot of times if you're dealing with certain, let's get deeper, ethnicities, Because you'll have a white girl who's probably 24 but look like she's 16. Look all crazy and anorexic and shit. Man, you think Sanaa Lathan look like that at 22? She probably look crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or Gabrielle Union, or any of them. Or like, you know, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they're, you know, that's why they're the #1 target, you know, black women.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's a certain, it's nothing really wrong necessarily with the female. I'm saying it's more so something wrong with the person that's 50 years old.
50 years old, trying to get that popping.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, you know, like,
yeah.
You know.
You right, though, because
because he could have a daughter.
Okay, now.
It's kind of just weird at that point, I feel like.
Yeah, it does get a little crazy. But I say, is that same 50-year-old have, like, women his age, too? And no, or is that what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, it almost seems like in America, yeah, like whatever you can afford is what you're doing.
And then you got like Muhammad had a 9-year-old wife. One of his wives was 9. He recruited her. You know what I mean? So it's like they be grooming them too. You know what I mean? Sometimes in that polygamous culture.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I just know that shit, man. I never had that problem. All the girls that like me or I dealt with were my age or older.
Yes, I'm saying. Like,
it felt great to never really actually even think about that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
But then, like,
my lady now is literally a year younger than me. Like, you know, a year. Yeah, she's a year younger than me, but her birthday is 12 days after mine. So it's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never, because I can't even relate.
Yeah, so I mean, 15, 20 years, like, would you want to think about 21-year-olds now? You think about, like, in 15, 20 years, like, how you would.
Yeah, like, I can't really relate. Y'all listening to the anything shit. Yeah. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know what this song is that I'm playing right now. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I just look at how, like, where the line is drawn in some ways, you know what I mean? Because when I was 16, I was having sex with females that were in college, you know what I mean? And, it's, you know, I guess it's like not, you got consent, you can consent at 16. You're the dude, so you don't think about that. You know what I mean? You're not even thinking, like, about consent laws and none of that stuff. So I don't know, it's like a weird thing. I can't really be with somebody that way too far away from my bracket, you know what I mean? Even at like 27, messing with girls in their early 20s felt wrong, you know what I mean?
Well, I also think too, it comes down to a lot of like whatever people doing. I think a lot of people don't know how to pace themselves anymore either. Like, you know, like, shit, it's gonna be a long life. If you ain't an ugly chick or ugly dude, man, you gonna have your time and shit. Like, just, you know what I mean? So I think that comes down to a lot of it too. You know what I'm saying? Like what mom was saying earlier, she said, I didn't pace myself like this. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, like, you know, like, I don't know, man. If you live in a certain way, you ain't really hurting niggas and you ain't doing shit like, you might be able to stick around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I just see like a lot of these motherfuckers with super low self-esteem.
Your self-esteem is bad. And then
you know what I'm saying? And so they say, I gotta get it now.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna be here tomorrow or whatever. I ain't gonna be here tomorrow. I don't know if it's, you know what I'm saying? And I remember being in that place too though. I've been there. But it's just funny how like, you know, he's staying there for a long time, I think, and that's, and then you had a 50-year-old dude who's probably in that place.
Low self-esteem?
Messing with the 22, you know, like, you know.
Or he just is so turned that only 22
Or he's so turned that the young chicks can keep up with him and shit. You know what I mean?
55-year-old is haggard to him. You know what I mean? So it's really, I guess, it's such a weird thing. It's like kind of like who's involved. You know what I mean? I don't know.
And you know, like, you know, I think people be thinking they can do it all, do it both and shit. Like, nah, really. You know what I'm saying? So like, as far as that though, but see, then there's another level though. There's another level. There's the guy you just mentioned, right? Who's too turned. I need a 22-year-old, whatever, blah blah blah. But then there's the fucking guy who's just like, yo, I need this little doll, like, or you know, like it's
full-time escort kind of.
It's weird. It gets weird, man.
Yeah.
You can only do this shit with money, man. That's the typical nigga in the hood. He ain't got no fucking options like this.
The 22-year-old's not even gonna be.
It comes with money, like, you know what I'm saying? People be forgetting that money, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now I got options and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just that's fucking simple. Like, Like,
It's that simple.
yeah, like it
nah,
kind of hurts,
yeah.
but it's just that simple. Like you know what I mean? There's a nigga right now in the neighborhood right now. Wish he had one bitch. Wish he had one bitch.
Yeah.
They go make him a sandwich.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, again, too, like the self-esteem thing, like, you know, people are in a trance in mad ways, and then the music is entrancing music.
Oh,
super
oh,
low.
we're going there now.
It's kind of
going into trance music.
I'm
stage?
saying the music and the music and the media. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you've seen that shit on Netflix, Cuties, or if you've seen the shit on Amazon called iPedophile. Like, they just like
What
sympathize.
the fuck?
Yeah, that shit. They sympathizing with pedophiles on Amazon with that movie iPedophile, and then Cuties was like little girls. You know what I mean?
That look like fucking kids.
Like it's little girls like being provocative. You know what I mean? And like shit like that, and then like the music itself, like you know, if I say
and what was in the background?
what with the
Music and shit.
Yeah, they're just like girls, like you know,
Like artists we know and shit like that.
probably I never seen it. You know, what I mean? Yeah, I just know that like that. You know, just with the collective things around right now, like the imagery that everybody's getting and stuff, and the music that they're getting, like you know what I'm saying. It's just not. That's fine that people can have ignorant music. It's just nothing.
I got some ignorant music.
But it's just no other. There's just no other music. It's no like there really is no other music. It's like it's just lame. The conscious music is lame. Like
it is.
It's not like
it
rock.
is. It's not like. No, it's a cookie cutter kind of like thing. After most of them, I say after most of them, most deaf.
Yeah.
I say after them, it got really crazy with that. Now they make you just look crazy.
You like most.
You gotta have on pink. You gotta have on purple Nike Dunks.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like most.
It's crazy.
Most was kind of like, you know what I mean, alternative to them, and then they were both heartthrob dudes at the same time. Now it's like you're just weirdos. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, or like just super trendy sneakerhead weirdos. You know what I'm saying? Like,
straight like that.
Like it just
straight like that.
You know what I mean? It's just like that. Like a bunch of motherfuckers in student loan debt. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like
the high school dropout.
Yeah.
Or the college dropout. Is that kind of what ushered that in? See,
well, I'm saying like most of them kind of, you know, built Kanye up kind of in his mind. Probably
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. He was fucking around with them like early, like.
And I know Kanye was listening to them heavily.
Yeah.
How did you
See,
know?
look, we getting into the wormhole.
Well, that's why. Another thing I was gonna say too. You know, Kanye was just on Joe Rogan.
Oh, word?
He was just on Joe Rogan.
Yo, Joe Rogan, shout out. You need to holler at us. Nah, I'm not gonna say it like that. You know what I mean? You UFC fighter and shit. You probably go, you know, I get it. But you do need to holler at us though.
I ain't know Joe Rogan.
We the end of the internet.
Yeah.
Straight like that.
Nah, because he be always talking that breathwork stuff and like Kanye. It just seemed like it is kind of.
Well, they all talking that now. Let's get into that.